Another thing is like low ticket. I think a lot of people slept on just having a low ticket product, following the Walmart model. Like Walmart, they buy something for $2, sell it for $4, and they re-up. That was the model that I followed that made me my first $1 million. And I still do low ticket to the day. And a lot of high ticket coaches will tell you, yeah, don't do low ticket, do high ticket. And then they turn around and sell a low ticket because it's a customer acquisition. So I think that you having a low ticket product is definitely going to be monumental to your monthly income.
Hold on. A low ticket product is like how much?
17, 27,
Okay.
47.
Okay.
Low ticket could go all the way up to what I would consider in today's time is like $97.
And with the low ticket offer,
Yep.
like, is it difficult if you ain't got a community? Because if you only selling to 10 people and it's $20, you're not really making money.
Well, it's the point that everybody has it. You know what I mean? So it allows you to do value, and it allows people to be like, oh, well, you know, if I buy it and it's the best stuff that I have aboard, they spend more money with you. And then you don't just sell one product. That's the thing. Most people just think like, oh, I'm going to put a low ticket out. No, you put a low ticket customer acquisition funnel out. So what that looks like is, okay, cool. Let's say that you were putting out a product that was showing people how to secure the bag with corporate contracts. And you had an ebook showing them how to basically craft a pitch. Okay. And then I will also sell them something on that page where it'd be an order bump. So an order bump is I'm in line at Target. I got my kids. My kids like, yo, can I get this candy bar? Dang, they got me for that sale.
Right.
So order bump is like what goes to that. So I'll give you my exact script that I used that secured me a $75,000 contract. So now it's like, dang, you're going to show me how to craft the pitch, but I want your script too. So I'm just going to pay for that as well. So you increase the amount of money that they spend, and then you go to a one-time offer or an upsell essentially, and you offer them something else. This might be a mini course or some type of training where you show them step by step how to do it. And then they spend $97 or $197. So now you turn that $20 client into a $200 client. And then it essentially leads to them getting on a phone call with you to be like, okay, cool. I want to book you a $5,000, $10,000 program because I actually need help with this. So what I've seen is like a lot of people release these products and then they don't have the extension behind it, right? They don't treat it like the airlines. The airlines, they get us. They get us. Book your ticket, check your bag, pick your seat, trip insurance, Wi-Fi.
Pay for Wi-Fi.
Yeah, car, hotel. So
Yeah.
it's just putting the same process. And I think that if a lot more entrepreneurs understand that, you know, it's not physical products, so it's not like the Shopify add it to your cart type of deal. It's more so of a customer journey, and keeping that in mind that when you walk in Walmart, you getting sold from the door. But they're conscious about their customer journey. That's why they place those things there. So you go to Walmart and you're like, shoot, I just went for toilet paper or paper towel. You come out and spend $138. Duh. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that business owners and entrepreneurs online can take advantage of in this time, is by giving the opportunity to your clients to spend more money with you while they excited.
So for somebody who's just starting,
Yep.
doesn't have the volume,
Yep.
but they buy into this low ticket idea, like what would be your recommendation for where they should start? Because listening to you,
Yeah.
you need someone to build out the bump, then another bump, then
Yeah.
another bump, and then there needs to be an email that comes from here. There needs to be
Absolutely.
something that comes from there. So that's like a whole system.
Yeah.
So for somebody who's just starting, what would you recommend?
Just starting, I would say just get one product, and pretty much like definitely you want to be present on social media, because you want to put out content that helps solve the problem. Like most people be like, oh, should I create a lead magnet? And it's like, well, I don't want to build a list of a bunch of free people, because then they never buy. So if I'm going to do all the work of making content, you know, getting behind the camera, posting 3 times a day, like doing all the necessary work, I want to make sure that I'm solving a person problem that actually wants to buy my stuff, and not just go and become a free person. I want a Phoebe, not a freebie. So that would be one thing. Just get you one, and then solve one particular problem and let the client ask you other things. Like, hey, do you have this? Because if your stuff is good, and it has to be good, but if your stuff is good, they'll naturally ask you for those other things, and you take those frequently asked questions and you make more products out that. And then you build on top of that. And then also, if you're not a social media person, the only other way to get traffic to your website is run ads. Like, so you either have to pay somebody to do it or learn how to do it yourself. Like, we can't use the excuse, because what it was is people be mad at these influencers and these creators for actually taking the time out and building a brand and making the content. And that used to be the frowned upon thing. Oh, they just an influencer, they just a creator, but the creators is getting paid now because they got over the mental hurdle of, oh, I'm going to show my face. Everybody want to do it without showing their face. Look at some of the biggest businesses. You look at some of the brands, you look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk owned Tesla, but Elon Musk got more followers on on Twitter, Instagram, and everything. They got more followers than Tesla do. Jeff Bezos got more followers than Amazon got. Amazon makes the money, but the personal brand, they know him. Tesla couldn't go by Twitter. Elon Musk can. So it's the thing of you being present because that's the thing that people are searching for. So when people be like, oh, well, I don't want to show my face. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? As motivation. I'm scared of my voice. Hear me. I'm not talking in big words or saying stuff that you can't understand. So like, just utilize what you have because that's enough. And those people who see it will resonate with it. And I teach my students 11-11 framework, which I feel like is so important because 11-11 framework is just like the 1 day, the 1 week, the 1 month, or the 1 year. So you identify where you're at on like in that process, and then you just teach behind it. So if you at 1 day, like, cause you saying like, hey, if somebody just wanted to get started, let's just say you at 1 day, and I don't mean figuratively 1 day, but like, let's say you just started. Do you know how many people are at 0 and have not gotten started and just want to know how to get started? So your whole thing could be how to get started. And it's a lot of money at 0 because people have the biggest trouble, what? Getting started. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of money at getting started. You don't have to be decade of experience. You don't have to be at 1 week. I specialize in just showing people how to get started just like I got started. It's a whole lot of money there.
Ooh, you getting me excited over here.
Whole lot of money there. Whole lot of money.
Getting me excited. Okay, so you said authenticity is a play. Community. Low ticket is a play.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I would say omnipresence, just being like visible on all these different platforms. So many different things are changing. And I think that you should be building up your community on all these platforms as much as you possibly can. So that way, when something changes with one platform, you still build the audience, or one goes down. Like I'm on my 6th Instagram page. So my first one got disabled, 275,000. Got another one to 170,000, disabled. Another one at 110,000, disabled.
Why? What you was doing?
I don't know. I was turning them up. But the good thing is I lost those, followers. I lost those pages, but I didn't lose my email list. I didn't lose my contact list, which my business would have crumbled if I didn't have a list of people that I could communicate with, if I didn't have a community that I was pouring into. So like that was the thing that like got me here right now, because I would not be talking to you if I ain't had those things. But, had I would have took the time to put more energy into other platforms like YouTube, where like my YouTube is growing right now, right? Like, doing podcasts and things like that, giving the opportunity for my clients to experience me in other settings, right? Because like on Instagram, it's like, oh, you get 30 seconds if I'm lucky. You get what I'm saying? On live, you might stick with me 15 minutes. But on YouTube, that content is going to live longer than I am. And people could go watch them. I'm like, dang, Runway and V was talking about this stuff, years ago. They was touching about this stuff. So you now could go clip this and, you know what I mean? It could be, one of those things where like, I've been talking about this because Instagram doesn't highlight that. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts around like the community building piece? Because it's fucking hard to build community, yo. I'm out here and I'm like, ay, Dios mío, it's a science. It's like magic, like to really be able to build a community that's like loyal. Like I feel like artists, like rappers, singers, etc., like their fan base is different. But I've also seen how like coaches, agency owners, entrepreneurs also have their own fan base. Yeah. But I feel like for artists, I don't know why, I feel like it's easier for them to build a fan base, maybe because some of them have the machine behind them, but it's really fucking hard to build community. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's hard to build it if you're not sure how you want to go into it. So I think a lot of people, they look at community and they look at the artists, they look at other entrepreneurs and they think like, oh, I want my community to be like that. And then they go in and they look at it and they like, oh, they do 4 calls a month. And that don't fit your life. So now you're forced to show up to something that don't necessarily